I'm not your boo-boo. I'm rah-rah-roo-roo. I'm not your kangaroo. I'm not your Scooby-Doo. I'm rah-rah-roo-roo. Rah-rah-roo-roo. Speaking of rah-rah-roos, I'm actually Oatmeal Joey. Oatmeal Joey. And speaking of rah-rah-roo, guinea pigs, hamsters, and pets. Word of the day, mouse. What does that mean? Normally, it's just a rodent, a cat, like my father would always say, a cat, a dog, a cat, a ghost. A ghost? That's Joey from Friends. I'm the other Joey. I was looking up in this big old book from Noah Webster, 1828. Oh, shout out to that. No, wait. So I'm looking at this really big book. Like I said, it's Webster dictionary. It's really, really big. It's really big. Looked up the word mouse, and it said that it's also a verb. To tear, to capture, to devour a mouse. Something that a cat does. So it seems that the word mouse has another meaning. Had another meaning besides that too. It's like a knob. When you tie a knot at the end of the rope, it's like a mouse. It looks like a mouse. I thought that was really interesting. And you know, good morning to you, good morning to the world, good evening, good night. If I don't see you today and I don't see you tomorrow, guess I'm stuck inside the Truman Show, the Matrix. Guess we already are, and we don't even know it. A lot of times we don't really know what's going on. But hey, I'll tell you what, hey, fire in my eyes, fire in your eyes, fire in eyes. That's the end of the world. Maybe not the end. Maybe it's the beginning. Maybe it's the beginning of the end. Maybe it's the end of the beginning. But I really wanted to talk about mouse and mice and guinea pigs and hamsters because it takes me back. We go way back. Yo, good morning, everybody. Yo, we go way back, you know. Good morning to anybody who wants to say hello to me. And I'll tell you who's saying good morning. Famhan, Hood, Mitchell, Riverline. See, people are commenting. So I'm going to tell you that I've been doing stuff, looking at photo albums, old photo albums. It takes you way back. Another thing that takes you way back is mice and pets. They make you feel just like at home, like you never felt before. It reminds me of the Power Rangers. They are all about that. That takes me way back to when I was 8 years old, man. They got the power and the force that you've never seen before. You'll see the most and greatest fight in the world. You know that you wouldn't have it any other way. If I was a cone man, you wouldn't even know, because I got this cone, you know, I got this hat, you know, I take it off, and if you find out there's no hair, you'd be like, what happened to your hair? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I think I totally got rid of it. But at least, hey, I've been exercising so much, been working around, doing yard work and landscaping. I got booby problems, pain in my chest. That's all right. You know what I learned in weight training class? You gotta wait a little bit. You gotta wait a few days, and then maybe it will all recover. You know, speaking of recovery, economy is so bad. Actually, it's not so bad. It's recovering. Starts in America and it goes all around the world. Speaking of that, I saw Black Panther. Black Panther. It's a movie about a country in Africa. And they have the coolest things in the world. And the king was like, no refugees. We keep it all to ourselves because our country first. That's the Black Panther king. He said that. He was all about that. He was like, stay out of my country. Stay out of my country. And sometimes it's good to have some priorities in your life. Sometimes you need to have some boundaries, and you need to take care of your people, your family, and even your pets and your mice. And if you ever had a cat or a dog, you'd understand that you can't really take care of all the animals. You can't feed all of the animals of the world. You can't feed all the little ugly ducks out there, the ugly ducklings, even the ones that don't feel like they're part of the story. Your story, my story, or their own story. And you really want to help them. But it's like, can you? You gotta start with yourself, and then you can help a few other people. But you gotta draw the line somewhere. And if you don't, then what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Well, if you want to know what happened, how about you look at what happened before? Look at your mommy, look at your daddy, look at your uncle, look at your grandparents. Look what happened there. Look at their grandparents and their grandparents. Read some books. Talk to some people. Because whatever happened can happen again. And if you want that to happen again, then you could do it again. If you don't want it to happen again, then don't do it. But you're not going to know do what if you don't know what happened. And I think it's very good. And you know, some things really, really do work, and some things don't really, really work. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really liked about that movie. Did you see that movie? Did you want to see that movie? You want to go see that movie? It's great to go out there and you can see that movie. You want to go see that movie? Yeah, I think I'm going to go see that movie. Yeah, it's the coolest movie in the world. Yeah, you can't say anything bad about the movie, because if you say anything bad about the movie, then that means you're racist. Oh my God, I'm racist. No, I'm not. Anything could be racist. Really? I don't know about that. Really? What are you talking about? But that's what the people. That's what the people were trying to tell me. They said you can't talk about that, because if you talk about it, that means you're racist. What? Really? Yeah, apparently, if you say anything bad about the movie, that means you're racist. So if you go see the movie, then that means you're stopping black people from seeing the movie, and that means you're racist. If you don't see the movie, that means you don't like black people, then you're racist too. Oh no, I don't want to do that. What am I supposed to do? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. How about mind your own business? I'll do whatever I want. I don't care. What are you talking about? Mind the business. Let me read my books. Let me wear my jacket. Let me do my thing. Let me profile a little bit, because that's something I believe in a little bit, apparently. You know, I think it's really interesting. Let me get this computer off my head. No, it's not on my head. Feels like it's on my head. It's actually on my lap. That's why they call it a laptop, because you put it on your lap. And then you get on top of things. Sometimes it's very difficult. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? What is happening in the world? Okay, so sometimes you just really gotta breathe a little bit, and you really gotta wait for the right moment to let people know what's happening. Sometimes people are not ready. Sometimes they are. Sometimes you gotta be focused. Sometimes you gotta be a hot potato. Sometimes you may not know. Sometimes you may know. So, I'm doing a live video. Why am I doing a live video? I don't know. You tell me. What am I doing? You tell me. What's happening? I don't know. You tell me. What's going on? I don't know. You tell me. If you're new and you have no idea who I am, first you gotta know my name is Oatmeal Joey. What is that? Why? Because I eat oatmeal. What? Yeah. What is that? It's kind of like rice. It's kind of like bread. It's like some kind of food thing. You eat it and you become part of it. And that's what life's all about. It's kind of like a collage. It's kind of like a bunch of bits and pieces. That's what life is all about. We're bits and pieces of stuff. And we have our own movie. But a lot of times we kind of want everybody to be in our movie. But we kind of forget that they're in their own movie that's separate from you. But at the same time, their movie may be a lot like yours. And that's where sympathy and empathy comes from. Like, you can really understand other people a lot more than you may know. But until you're there, you won't be there. And that's too bad. That's too bad. But, you know, what can I say? What can you say? What's going on here? Right. So, sometimes I just really have to take time to think. Sometimes I just want to really react right away, instantly, because sometimes I really think I know what I want to say. Because I've been there before, and I've seen it before, and I've seen the patterns. And if you believe in the patterns of history, like it's some kind of roller coaster, that can either be a good thing or a bad thing. You could be happy about it, or you could be pretty upset about it if you believe in fatalism. What is fatalism? Fatalism is like when you believe in fate. What in the world is fate? You know, it's kind of like destiny, but without the free will element, without freedom, the free ability to have choices and decisions, and the ability to decide whether or not you want to be a part of history, whether that be from God or not, and whether it's part of something bigger and better than you, larger than life or not. But either you believe that you can make a difference in the world, or you don't. And if you don't, then that's fatalism. A lot of people tend to believe in fatalism by default. We don't really know that. We don't really think about it, because we don't really think about thinking about whatever, because we don't really have a focus and emphasis on philosophy and theology and fundamental basics of humanity, anthropology, sociology, psychology, all those things, all that jazz, all that stuff. We don't really get down to the brass tacks, the weight of the gold, the bottomness of the core of the elements of things that we really want to understand, that we really need to understand. And a lot of times we don't really know that we need to understand, but if we don't get to the bottom of it, then we'll be at the bottom of it. If we don't get to the bottom of it, we're gonna get to the bottom. We're gonna be at the bottom of it. If we're not getting to the bottom of it, and it's apparent that. And we're back. We are near Seattle. Seattle. Good morning, Victoria. Happy New Year for the Vietnamese people, Chinese people, Asian people in general. And we're talking about life. What is life all about? Life is about the freedom to do what you want to do, maybe to some extent. And whatever we can do to help that helps other people a little bit. And there's a lot of things we could do to help other people make their own choices, decisions and stuff, and then they get to reap the consequences and the rewards as much as possible. The more the better. The more the better. That's what capitalism is all about. When I say capitalism, I mean total, complete capitalism. Competition, not monopolism, plutocracy, socialism, communism, technocracy, all the other stuff. I'm not talking about that stuff. because they try to take it. They try to take it. They try to steal our stuff and change the vocabulary, the words. That's why I like to go back to the old books. I guess it depends on who writes the books, and you know, good and bad people can kind of write stuff, and we can all be kind of good and bad. And that's why we should have some more accountability and responsibility in life, because then we could do a little bit better. And that's what life's all about, anyways. What do I know? I'm just a little oatmeal ball, and we're all oatmeal. You're oatmeal, I'm oatmeal. We're basically in this place at the right moment to do what we're born and designed to do, and then we're just a lot better when we're put in those positions. Sometimes you got to be patient to find your calling and everything, but you'll be happy to put all the puzzles together, all the puzzle pieces and everything, and then you could be a little more wuzzily and cootily. You're gonna probably have some cuties too. Yeah, I probably would. But man, you can be totally happy to know that joy is something that comes in the morning when you get back to the root of what life is all about. The meaning of life is love, and the meaning of love is life, and it's a circle, the Lion King, and that's what the Black Panther was all about. It was like the Lion King with not boobies, sorry, the war zone, but actually Black Panther was a movie about the Lion King, about the circle of life, about like responsibility or the lack therein. Are we responsible for everybody? Well, the king, Mr. Black Panther, man, he was like, we gotta focus on our own country, and we can't get involved in a lot of countries around the world. That's kind of how he was at the beginning of the movie, as he became the king, just like his father and his father and his father before that. Just like the Lion King and the Black Panther King was like focused on that until the end of the movie, and it was like totally the opposite. And he was like talking to the United Nations or whatever, League of Nations or whatever, the whole world and everything, and talking to all these white people, and the white people are like, what do you want? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do to make this better? What are you gonna do? Big savior, black version of America in the Black Panther movie. And all the black people at the end of the Black Panther movie was smiling. They're all smiling, and then it was the end of the movie. They were like, something's gonna happen. Oh, something else happened after that. There was a black girl and this white guy, and the white guy came out of nowhere, and so he's like, oh, thank you for coming. And then it was the total end of the movie. So I thought I would talk about the Black Panther movie a little bit in this live update. Yo, Oatmeal Joey Arnold, if you don't know. Yo, I'm just a guy with a black helmet. Well, actually, I got a red little scarf. No, it's not a scarf, it's a hat. Why don't you ever remember anything? Well, because I got so much black hawks all around me. Black dragons. Wait, no, I mean black tomahawks. Wait, no, not tomahawks. What are they? Oh, yeah, black scorpions. No, wait, not Scorpions, a good show, but not scorpions. Black panthers, not to be confused with the Pink Panther. They were in a big duel, and the Black Panther obviously won because they're the one that was able to make another movie. A new movie. So now the Pink Panther get to be a superhero too? It was pretty cool. He was pretty good, but not good enough. Not good enough. I'm going to say good morning to everybody who says hello, because I guess I should. Maybe I should. I don't know. Can do. Victoria. Other people. And some Vietnamese people, because I was in Vietnam for 5 years. I've been a teacher for 10 years. I've been a counselor for 10 years. Maybe more. Maybe longer. Depends on how you look at it. I'm 33 years old. I was born in Oregon. And I was homeschooled. I was taught by my mother, and that was very valuable. Just like the founding fathers of America, they were taught at home too. Did you know that? I don't know that. So what are we supposed to do? What is happening? What is happening? Some people are like, oh no, the guns are killing people. And if you think about that, what about Brazil? What's happening in Brazil? Why are so many people dying from guns? in Brazil. Brazil. Well, maybe they should ban guns in Brazil. They did. Then it probably stopped. No, it didn't. Well, that's just one example. Anyways, I'm just here pointing out the obvious, but it's not obvious for some people. How does somebody become a doctor? You go to school and you learn it. You read books. You get the ideas. And you go through the programs. You go to school, you graduate, and then you become a doctor. You probably have some practice too, depending on what kind of doctor you are. And it's possible for some people to be a doctor without doing that. Without the school part, but they still have the knowledge part. A lot of times we look at doctors who are not doctors and we say, "You're not a doctor!" But they may actually know about holistic memory, holistic health a lot more than a real doctor. A lot of times doctors only learn about one part of the body and how to take care of the one part of the body. But if you only learn about one part of the body, you're going to mess things up, because the whole body is a unity thing. It's supposed to work together. And there's cause and effect that happens all the time. And if you try to fix one thing in one part of the body, you're going to mess things up in the other part of the body. So a lot of times doctors are totally effed up. They're effed up. They're messed up because they have the wrong philosophy, the wrong kind of foundation, because they're focused just on one part. And in some cases, it's okay to some extent. It does some more good than bad. There's always exceptions, but in life, it's very important to look at generalities, look at statistics, and look at what normally happens. And when you have that perspective, you're able to be a little bit more calm, and you can fall asleep, and you can try to tell people what's happening, but they may not get it if they're not at that level, if they're not ready to get it, and sometimes you just gotta wait. But I tell you what, I was thinking about reading this book to you as a bedtime special, live. And now for a commercial. Call 1-800-OATMEAL right now if you want to buy some oatmeal. Actually, I don't have any oatmeal, so I can't sell any oatmeal. Let's do that. It's half off right now. Yeah, I don't have any oatmeal, sorry, I can't sell it to you right now. It's not gonna work right now. But if I had some oatmeal, I would give it to you, but I don't know. But I tell you what, man, if I knew what was going on, I don't know what's going on. I'm a Pink Panther, I'm a Red Ranger, I'm a Blue Ranger, I'm just rumbling down. But I really want to tell you what I'm thinking, what's going on. I want to tell you a little bit about how my grandpa was like almost on the Titanic and he didn't make it. But luckily he didn't make it, because otherwise maybe I wouldn't be here, man. He was drunk, and actually probably his father, so it's like my great-grandfather was like drunk, and they lost him, or he lost himself, and they couldn't find him to get on the big boat, the Titanic, that went into the great beyond and sank just like other great people. Who was that girl that went in the airplane and then she fell and got lost or something? It's interesting that in the Black Panther movie, they were like, forget about the UFOs and the aliens. It's all from black people. It was actually, they got it from the aliens originally, according to the story. And at the end of the movie of the Black Panthers, so they go back to America. They go back to Los Angeles, and they're in this ghetto neighborhood. Some kids are playing basketball, and the UFO lands, and it uncloaks, and they can see it, and they all come to it, and the girl goes to it to talk to them, and they're like, wow, we're gonna sell it, and the girl's like, no, let me talk to you about it, because she was gonna open up some kind of good thing to help the people, to help the kids in the area, some kind of charity thing or something. And at the end of the Black Panther movie, they're all happy about it, and there was no fear. There was no like, should we trust these people, what if they're gonna kill us or something? What if it's like 1,000 leagues under the sea, or the world of wars, the war of worlds with the aliens inside the earth with Tom Cruise or something? What if it's something crazy like that? It's a good question, but they weren't thinking about that in Black Panther. They were just like, yeah, man, the big spaceship, some other black people just like us. We can totally trust the other black people. But if there's ever a white person in the room, man, we gotta F them up. But it's okay if we're just killing a bunch of babies. That's okay. That's okay. We can kill a bunch of babies, but oh, look, we need more white people to die. Now, obviously, if you look at DNA, if you look at statistics, you can see why. You can see what's going on. You can look at the history, you can look at the patterns, and you can kind of figure out, the generalities of what is happening around the world through the course of history. You can understand it if you want to, but if you don't, then you can just cry like a baby, cry me a river like Justin Timberlake, and you can say, oops, I did it again like Britney Spears, and you could be like, hey, yeah, I don't care. And if you don't care, then you don't care. But if you want to know, you can know because it's there. You can ask me, you can ask other people, and you can understand the fundamentals of what is happening in the world. It is not the hardest thing to get to the bottom of. And if you don't get to the bottom of it, it's going to get to the bottom of you. You can get the man out of the ghetto, but can you get the ghetto out of the man? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You just sit here, and you can sit and become a cow's potato. Or you can become a green oatmeal like me, and you can make the world greener. 1 oatmeal at 10, that's what I said in Comcast, and now I'm using Comcast's internet. Thanks a lot. Okay, alright. What's going on here? I was born in West Philadelphia, born and raised. Started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared. She said, you're moving with your auntie to a place called Bel Air. And I was like, what's that? I don't know. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm not black, I'm not Will Smith. What's going on? I don't understand. I just want to play with my mice. And anyways, the title of this live video that I'm making right now on this lovely Monday, 2018, February 19th. The video title here on Facebook is Mouse, because I am a mouse, and some people called me the Mighty Mouse, or it was a lovely little weird mouse thing. There was a girl in Vietnam that called me that, and it's really interesting. And I used to have a lot of mice and hamsters and guinea pigs like Robert, Hercules, Roberto, and Oreo, because Oreo was black and white. We also had a mouse named Cal because he was black. He was black and white. Talking about racism, am I racist because I called the cow a mouse, or a rat, or a cow because they were black and white? This is like a Michael Jackson song. Oops, I did it again. I mean, Michael Jackson song, black and white. That's what it was. I totally forgot. I couldn't remember it, but it was pretty interesting. But anyway, what's going on here? We're still alive, but I just want people to know that I'm a cracker jack. I'm a jack, and I'm a jack of all trades, and a master of one, or a master of none. But I'm trying to go back up to the top of the world and try to say I'm the king of the world, just like Jack. Oh, speaking of Jack, here's another Jack. Jack D. Nimble, Jack to top. Jack jumped over the candlestick. Why did he do that? I don't know. But Jack was also in Titanic. There's a lot of great Jacks, a lot of good Michaels, a lot of interesting Joes out there in the world too. Now I tell you, every name has a tradition almost, and almost every word has a meaning. That's why I have a really big book, from Planet Noah Webster, not the Noah and the Ark, but this is another Noah. I always thought, like, wow, Noah's been alive for a really long time. I remember when I was a little kid, I kind of thought about Noah. And I was like, oh man, Noah, man, him and that big ark thing, and Technicolor Dreamcoat. Wait, no, that was the other guy. Joseph, yeah, Joseph. That's my name too. His name is my name too. And whenever people went out, they always shouted, hey, get off my lawn. I was like, oh, I don't want to get off my lawn. Wait, it's your lawn, so I should respect you. Respect is out the window, and a lot of times people are trying to get away from too many family values and traditional values, and when you do that, culture totally devolves and falls apart. And if you want your society and your country to fall apart, then go ahead and run away from the things that have kept it together, like Legos. Like Legos, everybody loves Legos. You don't want to keep things together like with like some kind of like small little nanofibers. That's what McDonald's does. You don't want to go there, put that in your body, and then you have to filter it out. Make sure you fast enough to filter things out. And the thing about what makes some food not healthy is the little nano stuff. What in the world is nano? What is nano? Nano means small. Oh wow, that's really small. That's pretty dangerous. Yeah, dangerous. Then it's another Michael Jackson song. Bad. It's pretty bad. That's another Michael Jackson song. Man, it's pretty bad, pretty dangerous, pretty wow, black and white. Some things are black and white, and some things are not. And sometimes you just gotta scream. Another Michael Jackson song. Wow, that's really interesting. And sometimes you just gotta keep going. But it's all right, because if you don't know what to do, just go watch The Simpsons, watch the South Park, because they've had so many episodes. They've probably done everything. Just like history, just like books, and if you ever need inspiration, go to them, and you're like, hey, what should I do? And turn it on, and they'll tell you in the middle that they'll give you a bad idea, but maybe you won't even know it's a bad idea, and then you'll be like, oh, wow, it's a good idea, and then you just walk away and jump off a cliff, and you're like, oh, no, why did they do that? But then it'll be too late, and you're like, oh, maybe I should have thought about that before. That's too bad. That's all right. It's okay. Or maybe it's not okay. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Nobody knows. No, maybe a lot of people know. Maybe you don't know because you haven't asked the right people. Maybe you have to keep on asking. That's all right. And you got to keep on going. Maybe I'm the son of Santa Claus. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. But yeah, let me go fact check that. Let me go. No, I'm not gonna do that. But let me go talk to my father, Santa Claus. I'm gonna go see if there's anything else he wants me to do. Because I'm the son of Santa Claus. Yes, I'm the Black Panther, the Pink Panther. Yo, I'm Oatmeal. I'm an Oatmeal dope. I'm a hope over dope man. I'm a joy over service person. I'm a person with I wanna be glad. Don't be bad, sad, and mad. Be glad and rad like a dad. Like you wanna do that. That's what you wanna do. Why would you wanna do anything else? You gotta have hope over dope. You gotta have no pain, no gain. You gotta do that. You gotta be insane in the membrane, insane in the brain. You gotta keep going, and if you don't keep going, then you're gonna be like a Spider-Man without webs. You gotta be Webster. Yeah, that's why I have Noah Webster here, my friend Noah Webster, because he was all like a Spider-Man with a web. That's why his name was Webster, because it was a Webster. He had a lot of webs. That's why he was Noah Webster. He knew what was what, and he knew that if he was ever in Black Panther, he would probably not try to be like, oh yeah, we gotta do what we gotta do sometimes, and that's what the Black Panther King said at the end of the movie. He said the opposite of what he kind of said in the beginning of the movie and throughout the course of the movie. At the end of the movie, the Black Panther King was like, yeah, the fools build barriers, but what's the opposite of fools? Let me think. I can't remember now. The wise build bridges. Let me say that again. Good morning, Rahul. At the end of the Black Panther movie, the Black Panther King said, the wise build bridges and the fools build barriers. So what do you think about that, man? What do you think about that? You think about bridges and barriers. It's important to understand what to do at the right time. There's a day and there's a night, and every day there's a night, and every night there's a day, and there's a cycle going on, and you gotta know what your priorities are, and you gotta figure out, you gotta You gotta know. You gotta see. Gotta. Jill. No Jill. Oh. What are you saying, Mr. Rahul? Jill. Gil, Rahul, Gil. I always mix my G's and J's when I talk, and I always try to say the letter G with a soft little J sound for the G, and I kind of do that. I kind of mix them because, like, the letter G is very, very difficult to say, and I'm like, I don't want to say G, because then I feel like a gangster, and I feel like a gumbo, no, not gumbo, jumbo, gumbo, dumbo, Bilber, no, Dilbert, what the hell was the other people, I don't know. Anyways, what am I doing, what am I talking about? Anyways, I want to comment a little bit about the Black Panther movie. I probably should have labeled this live stream as Black Panther, but I'm not doing that. I labeled it as Mouse for the video of the day, and maybe it's not really the video of the day, or maybe it is, I don't know, but maybe I should do a live stream at a certain time of the day. What time should that be? What do you think? Let me know, but I don't know, but because I have to think about who's watching it, or who's my biggest focus, my biggest priority when I'm making these videos. Am I focused on a demographic? Am I focused on certain people from certain countries, or all kinds of people from everywhere? Doesn't matter. If I do a live stream, doesn't matter what time of the day I do, and I don't really know. But if you know, you can tell me by popular demand. Maybe I can figure that out. But at the same time, it depends on a lot of things. Just like barriers and bridges, depends on a lot of things. Sometimes you really need to focus on your people and your family first, and that's what the Black Panther King said. He said, I gotta focus, but then at the end, he's like, we're gonna do things differently, and we're gonna, like, save the world kind of thing, because we got all this stuff, and America agrees with that to an extent, or totally, fully, depending on what you mean by that. And America has been doing exactly what the Black Panther country started doing at the end of the movie, and it's great, and I totally support doing your best to help other people. But there is a limitation when there is corruption, when there are problems, when there are these things that happen in life. It becomes so difficult, and things happen through the course of time. Through the course of time, things happen, and you gotta have that eternal perspective. If you really want to know what's gonna happen next, you gotta figure out, has this happened before? Was there another episode or another movie that had the same kind of thing? If you want to know about what your country should do, go look at another country that did the same thing years ago, maybe hundreds of years ago. Maybe Rome did it. Maybe there was a reason why Rome fell. I always got to go back to Rome and Persia and Assyria and even maybe Greece, and there were some countries in Africa that had some problems in the last 200 years or so. And they went through hyperinflation. And right now there is stuff happening in South Africa where they're killing a bunch of farmers. Some of them are white. Some of them are just original black people that used to live as the native tribes in South Africa. But then there were the Zulus and the other African people. A lot of them just came in and they had these ideas inside their head of, like, socialism, communism, socialism, and other things inside their head, and they were kind of promoted to do certain things by other people that came in to try to help them, and over, a course of many decades, all this stuff has been happening and will continue to happen. It's like Europe, and these things will continue to happen, but a lot of people are goldfishes, and people don't have the perspective of understanding the course of all these things. But I feel like if only they knew, then they could tell their friends, hey, look at that, over the mountain, over the hill, and far away, this is going to happen, and then that's going to happen, and then this thing's going to happen, and that thing's going to happen. But we can actually stop it, or we can, avoid certain things, and we can go over here, and we can benefit from preparing and a lot of good things like that. And that's what I'm here as a prophet, as a pastor, as a big oatmeal ball, whatever you want to call me. I am that. I am whatever you say I am, just like Eminem said. I'm a rap god. Maybe I'm a rap god, maybe I'm not. But I'm here to say, yo, you gotta do what you gotta do, and you gotta stand firm in those fundamental things, because those things are the things that you can survive on and you can flourish on better than anything else. When you find a foundation, it will be still and it will be strong forever and ever and ever. That's the difference between a principle and a program. Program is an application, but a principle is a thing that philosophy comes from, and principles are at the core of society and history and everything, and it's a truth, it's a piece of wisdom, it's a thing that never goes away, and it's always there, and it's really good, and it's like oatmeal for the soul. It's like honey for oatmeal. It's like, it's so good. It's so good, and when you find it, you let people know. That's what life is all about. Life is about love, and love is all about life, and it's all about when you find something that is fundamental, you find gold. You find something that's bigger than anything you can ever imagine, and all you gotta do is just realize that you got it. And if you have it, there's no way that you can keep it to yourself, because if you keep it to yourself, that means you don't really have it, because the nature of love and life is something that is going to overflow and is going to go out into other people, and so there's no way that you can keep it all to yourself. Because if you say you got something, you got a secret, but you're going to keep it to yourself, and if you do that, that means you're a hypocrite, and that means you really don't really have it, because there's no way that you could really have it and not really want to give it out to other people, and that's what it's all about. And that's kind of what happened in the Black Panther movie, in a way, if you take it in that way. But obviously there's another undertone thing. I don't know if it's an overtone or undertone. I don't know if it's over, under. It reminds me of the underdog or the overdog. What was it? The underdog and Mighty Mouse? And sometimes I don't really know what's going on, but you gotta look at the people who are like promoting the Black Panther movie and look at what their agenda is, what their politics is. It's what are they promoting? But beyond that, you can just look at the Black Panther movie all by itself, and you can take some nuggets of wisdom out of it. And you can see that life is amazing when you have it. When you have it, if you have it, if you have like life and love at the fundamental understandings of it, then you have something that nobody can ever take. Even if they take your life and your love and everything, they still don't have it, because they can't take it, because there's no way they can get it, because it doesn't rely and rest in the physical realm, because it never started there in the first place, and therefore it can never depend on something that it never really depended on in the first place, because it came from something that is a lot deeper and wider and more eternal than anything you could ever imagine, because that's what is by nature, by definition, and by nature. I have to say nature, because that's what it's all about. And when you get back to the fundamentals of what life and love is all about, you will understand it if you understand where it all came from the one that made it, the one who made it. And you'll see the patterns, you'll see how it all came out, and the purpose of all that and everything is is remarkable. It's remarkable, and it just makes you feel like a big oatmeal ball. Like, I mean, this one just feels like I just can't contain myself, and that's why I try to hold my face, but it's not gonna hold. It's not gonna hold still. So you got some questions? Let me know. If you still got questions, let me know. Are you asking questions? You got something in your mind? Think about it. I gotta go right now. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do all this stuff that I've been doing for 33 years. Been doing stuff for 33 years, going around the world doing all this stuff, talking to people, doing things. I'm writing, I'm singing. I'm a creator. I'm a designer. I'm a developer. I'm doing all these things. But if I can do it, you can do it too. Maybe you can. Maybe you can do a little bit. But it's really interesting. Life is really interesting. And once you get back to the fundamentals of life and love, you will never be able to stop. You'll never be able to stop, because once you got it, you can never ever not have it. You can never ever not have it. Once you get it, you are plugged in and you're online to something eternal, and you can never ever get it out of it. And that's what is truly amazing. Truly amazing. Like a Black Panther, you get it, you put it on, you act like a necklace. You become the Black Panther. I'm a Black Panther. You want to be a Black Panther? Yeah, you can do it. Be an Oatmeal person. Be a Power Ranger. Go turn it on, plug it in, and get back in. You go way back and be a mouse. You be a mouse. You go mouse it up, mouse it out. You want to be a musketeer. You want to be a mouseketeer. You want to go and do it. You can do it. I can do it. You got to do it. You can do it, and it is incredible. It's incredible. It's better than anything you can ever imagine. It's remarkable. And I really would like to know what you think. Let me know. Thank you. Take care.